Friends, India has a very rich oral tradition. We have fairy tales, we have stories of animals and demons, epic sagas, ballads, songs for every season, and songs for every occasion. But India also has a very rich repository of riddles. A small subset of these riddles, these two four-liner puzzles, these are riddles. A small subset of it are mathematical riddles, and it is this that I will talk about in this and the following episodes. Okay. So here is a map of ancient India or medieval India, and most of the riddles are from the area which is in the northeast. You can read probably Kusumpura, which is Patna, so north of Patna. And may I remind you that Aryabhatta was from Kusumpura. But before I begin with riddles from North India, let me describe a non-mathematical riddle from Tamil Nadu. Okay. Oru Karandi Maru, Urulam Dosai. I will be necessarily talking in the vernacular language, but I will translate it into English. Just a ladle full of batter. Okay, and this is a ladle, only this much of batter, and the whole town is covered with a big white dosa. So what am I? Okay. And the answer to it is, I am the full moon, just a big full moon, and I can cover the entire landscape with my moonlight. So let's go over to the riddles. And the first one is a brain teaser. I'll read it out in Hindi and then in English. आठ लिखो आठ बार, चाहे लिखो जिस प्रकार, उत्तर आए 1000. Write eight times, by hook, crook, or any design. Answer must be 100 into 10 times. That is, the answer should be 1000. And you have 8 of these 8s. How do you make 1000 out of them? And I shall give you the answer today. The answer is you write 888, 88, 8, 8, and 8, and add them up. And lo and behold, you get 1000. I could also change this. I can say char likho char bar. You write 4 times, okay, in any way, and make an answer like 52. Okay. Here's another very common riddle of rural India. It's not confined to the Bhojpur region from where I come, but also in Maharashtra. There are 2 trees, and there are a group of birds on each tree. One group of birds tells the other, give me one and only one, and I will become 3 times the size of yours. The other group of birds, the smaller group, go into a huddle, and then they come back with their response. They say, give me one of yours, and you will be reduced to just twice of ours. So it is 3 times versus 2 times. So how many birds were there on each tree? Once again, I would like to give you the answer to this one. On one tree, there are 7 birds. On the other, there are 17 birds. So you take one from here, so it becomes 6 and 18. You take one from the larger group, it becomes 8 and 16. And let me pose another one to you. The same one. One group says, give me one, I'll become twice as large as you. The other one says, give me only one, and I'll become equal to you. Try solving that. Okay. Here is the third puzzle. It has to do with a wily thief and 4 greedy chowkidars or watchmen. A thief enters a mango orchard, and this is just the end of the mango season for us. And he grabs a few mangoes and is about to go when the first greedy watchman stops him. So he makes a deal. He says, I will give you 3/4 of mine. You take that, just return 3 more from what I give you, and let me go. The greedy watchman agrees, okay, and then he goes again and comes to the second watchman. He makes the same deal with the second one, with the third one, and finally with the fourth one. I remind you what the deal is. He gives 3/4 of his mango share to the watchman, and keeps 1/4, plus he takes 3 more from the watchman. And what happens in the end is that he is left with the same number of mangoes that he started out stealing in the first place. So how many mangoes did he steal? I will give you an answer to this, but let me tell you how important this problem is. This problem is called, in modern language, as the fixed point problem. You take a variable, do a large number of transformations on the variable, and the variable is left unchanged. So here he does this transformation of giving it to the watchman and taking back a few. Okay. But then in the end, he is left with the same number of mangoes that he stole. The short answer to it is he stole 4 mangoes. So he gave 3 to the first watchman, took the 3 back from him already. And he did the same with the others. So let me pose a simpler puzzle to you. Okay, since I've given you the answer and I've given the game away, the puzzle is, supposing he gives half and keeps 1 from that kitty of the watchman. That is, he gives half of his share, but plus he takes 1 more from the watchman. And he's left with the same number as he started with. Then how many did he begin by stealing? I will not give you the answer to this. Okay. Here's the final one, and it's probably my favorite. By the way, all these puzzles are to be solved, the second and the third one, not by some deep algebra that you can probably do, or by mathematics. It used to be called what is called the Baitaki method. The Baitaki method is the one by trial and error, okay, by guesswork. And when we were small kids and our grandparents posed these puzzles to us, so we used to scratch our heads and maybe crawl or try every damn thing to get an answer. Okay, and finally, in the morning or for a couple of hours, we would come up with an answer. Here's my favorite one. I have 40 kg of iron. That's what the blacksmith tells the king. Here is the blacksmith, here is the king. I need to make 100 weapons. A knife weighs 1/4 kilogram, a dagger 1 kilogram, and the sword 5 kilograms. How many swords, daggers, and knives should I make? Okay. It is so important that I shall read out the Hindi version of it. Man bhar loha sau hatiyar. Okay, 40 kg of iron and 100 weapons. Paua churi ser katar, pach ser mein bane talwar. Man bhar loha sau hatiyar. So you get a lot of poetry out of this. Okay. And in this particular case, I will not give you the answer. If you try to solve it by setting up the equation, you will find that there are 3 unknowns, the dagger, the knife, and the sword, and there are only 2 equations. So you can't solve it. These are the Diophantine equations, or these are what are called integer value programming problems, because the answer should be in integers. You cannot have half a dagger. And it's important in cryptography. The method of solution was first provided by Aryabhat. It is called the fragmentation method or the Kutaka method. Okay, so it is not for nothing that these puzzles are found in the same region that Aryabhat lived in. Okay, so this is to say that I'm reminded of my grandparents who would sit beside the fire and tell me these stories and puzzles, mainly stories, a few puzzles, and very few of them mathematical. Okay. So I'm dedicating it to my grandmothers, my grandaunt, my grandfathers, my grandnieces and nephews, and my grandson, to whom I will be narrating this when he grows up, little Shaurya. You can write to me with some more puzzles on my email, or see my YouTube site, or download the paper, which has some of these riddles, from my ResearchGate website. There will be more episodes. Thank you.